Welcome to the show about the show, the podcast. This is episode 445. My name is Will, and I won't dance with anyone but you, the listener. Joining me as always is Ben, who is committing fashion suicide. But on him, it works. Hi, Ben.
Hello.
Also, I wrote that before we all joined the call wearing the same thing.
Yep.
And of course, Atticus is here, who was using an illegal wrestling move the entire tournament, but still got second place. Hi, Atticus.
It was a tough break.
This is a show currently about Twin Peaks. Today, we're talking about episode 22, aka the 14th episode of season 2, called Slaves and Masters. We also have a Patreon where we release a bonus hangout show every week. That's over at patreon.com/Dr. Skeleton. We're on YouTube. Make sure you're watching us on YouTube. Thank you if you are. Discussion question for the floor. How do we feel about Diane Keaton?
I was going to ask the floor what she's known for, because I know the name more than I know association. I saw it directed by, and I was like, we'll be talking about her today. So I got to figure out, and then I didn't look her up.
So, what would you? I mean, The Godfather, I think, is probably her biggest, earliest role, or at least most. I mean, that's just like one of the most famous movies.
Is that her earliest roles?
No,
is it?
I'm sure it's not. But that's just like the most famous movie of all time. So
I feel bad for this, but I'm not alleging anything. But when you say Diane Keaton, not that I think about him very much either, but I do think of the Woody Allen
Annie Hall?
Association.
yeah. No, I think in Manhattan, right? I think that she was a Woody Allen defender, wasn't she? Didn't she say something in defense of him? I should look this up while
Accusing someone.
Yes. Okay, certainly, yeah. Woody Allen is my friend, and I continue to believe him in 2018. It took his denials at face value. Yeah, okay. She seems to have just kind of stuck by him, which I think is a super interest. I think her proximity to Woody Allen. I think her like presence in like The Godfather, and like being like a star in these different ways. Like she's a very interesting person to have directed an episode of Twin Peaks, and especially this episode of Twin Peaks. I mean, that's a very textured relationship to the show and everything.
Interesting.
But yeah,
She
so
also died like 2 months ago.
yes, very recent passing of old Diane. I think she's quite good in The Godfather, and then mostly quite bad in anything else I've ever seen her in, as an actress. I guess I did like her in The Young Pope, or The New Pope. She was in the season 2 of that. No, she was in the first season. She was in The Young Pope. I don't think that she did like a great job with her own.
Great script.
Yeah, and like it's just like a weird enough thing. I don't know what like. It's okay that she maybe isn't the best actress in that. I don't know. It worked. I don't know. Oh, you know what? I just saw this. So Mia Farrow quit Manhattan Murder Mystery after the initial allegations in the 1990s, and then Diane Keaton stepped in to replace her without reservation, like right away. So that she is like not only just like an ardent Woody Allen like defender or whatever, but like she's like it seems to be a primary defender, primary ally for Woody Allen. Always had his back. Okay, I'm gonna close this tab because I was in the middle of a different thought about Diane Keaton. Zoe really doesn't like her.
Nice. Owned.
Yeah.
Diane Keaton owned.
Yes. And I guess it's kind of it's tough to separate the art from the artist, I suppose. And I'm not trying to necessarily ask anybody to do that. It's the first thing that you thought of, Ben, is her associations with Woody Allen. What do you think of her as an actress?
I don't know. It's kind of boring. Does that mean? I don't really care about being mean. Yeah, it's just kind of boring. Just kind of boring. I don't know why these are mixed up in my mind, but every time somebody talks about separating the art from the artist, I do think about my hate for Mark Ruffalo or whatever, which in some ways seems kind of the opposite.
Kind of backwards.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think because the last
Seems
time
like a good guy,
you
but-
brought it up was like, I really hate that guy. Is that like, then he like released a very impassioned defense of the Palestinian.
Well, he's always
people.
doing stuff. He's always
Yeah, he's a
doing
very
stuff like
activist
that.
guy.
He's like, he seems like a
Asshole.
good guy. He seems like a good person. I just don't want to see him on the screen.
I think it is crazy that anyone thinks that he should like win like outstanding actor this year for Task. Not that he was bad or anything. I thought he was good in Task.
Touch Task.
It was Task.
New cap show.
Yeah, it was a cap show, but it was in Philadelphia, so they were talking like
A cap show. What's a cap show?
sorry, cop. We were
Cop,
doing an
okay.
accent. Keep up.
Okay.
To be fair, I did it on accident, and then I was like, "Well, lean into it. That'll be better." And then,
I really like Task.
Is that
actually.
your
It was really
Philadelphia
good.
accent? I live like
water.
you guys live like 15 hours from Philadelphia. I live like 25 minutes away. No
And
idea.
yet we know about Task. So
Yeah, I guess so.
Who's more worldly?
yeah.
Water. Eggles.
I don't think they say that. I think that's a Baltimore thing.
Okay.
Is it a Philadelphia? I don't know. I really
Eggles?
don't know. Don't know.
I hate that like most of my stories these days are like, I saw this episode of Kitchen Nightmares, but I saw this episode of Kitchen Nightmares, and it's a restaurant in Baltimore, and it's called the Hun Cafe. Have you heard of Hun in relation to the city of Baltimore?
No.
No.
Apparently it's like a cultural thing that in Baltimore everyone says Hun, and this lady trademarked the word Hun, and everyone hated her for it. And the episode centered around her like giving up the trademark for Hun because people hated her so much for trying to like sue people for using the word Hun because Baltimore is so attached to
Like
this word.
HON, like honey.
Yeah,
As a term of endearment. Yeah.
I guess so.
Hey, hon.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Is sort of like John? Like if someone was gonna try to trademark John, JAWN.
Like
I guess
Spike
so.
Lee.
Did you
Isn't
try to
he
trademark John?
No, but he's I don't know, a notable user of it, isn't
Sure.
he?
Right. I mean, like it's a.
I was trying to come up with a person who would trademark it. Yeah. Okay.
I think people say. I guess I didn't. But I mean, he's obviously a New York guy. I didn't associate it with New York. I thought it was more of a Philly thing, yeah, or something. Totally, might be off on that.
I don't know anything about the world. I'm not worldly. I just
I'm absolutely beasting on you, dude.
stay in my
You
house.
absolutely wrecked, my guy. From this guy from Iowa here, knowing all about the different shaved ice out in Philly, for example. You know about
Shaved
Skyline
ice?
Chili in
Yeah, I've heard about
Cincinnati?
that. Yeah, I'm not gonna. No disrespect, but Cincinnati sounds like it sucks.
Yeah.
Psych.
Psych?
If that was psych, maybe.
What's your take?
Yeah, I don't know. You give me a bad look.
Oh no, I think I kind of agree with you. I think, but I just
okay.
kind of in no position to be clowning on anybody.
Not psych. In that case, then.
Double psych on my psych. Atticus, what'd you learn about John?
I was learning about Hun. I'm sorry.
Oh, what do you learn about Hun?
It seems roughly true.
All
That
right.
just term of endearment.
Nice.
What is that like? Isn't it like a? That's like when Southern people are like, "Oh, we just love to call everybody also Hun or whatever."
Right,
Don't
yeah.
Don't they do?
I think it gives me
Made
similar
up.
vibes. It was like in Iowa we have what we call mashed potatoes. It's like, yeah, people like those other places.
I think there's a desperation amongst the whites to be like, we have culture. There's something that we
In Baltimore we say hi.
yeah.
Okay, you got it. Trademark it. Ruin it.
Fine. Back to Diane Keaton. How do we feel about her? We talked about how we feel about her direction, or for her. Fuck, I fucking blew it, dude. But we talked a little bit about how we feel about her acting, which was turned into mashed potatoes, I believe. But how do we feel about her direction?
Let me be even more offensive. It's okay. It's straight down the middle.
Really? Okay. I think that is honestly one of the most controversial opinions you can have. I think this is a very polarizing episode. Atticus, what do you think? Good
Tell
or
me
bad?
the polls first.
Good.
And
Or,
I'll tell you.
people either really like it or really hate it.
I liked it. I liked the episode. I liked Albert coming back. I liked him like giving Harry a big hug and still being mean about him behind his back. I liked Pete being a chess master. I liked this episode. So, but I guess like I'm not the type to be like, because the direction was so good. I don't know if that.
I mean, all
comes out
all
for
that
me.
stuff is in the script. So all the stuff that
Yeah.
you said you like, I
What's the
found myself
director do though?
quite liking this episode. And I've taken to reading the scripts as well after I watched the episodes and like noticing the differences. And I think there's some super interesting differences. And I can't help but also think about them with, you know, Diane Keaton's like whole thing as a person. What is that supposed to mean? But just like, yeah, her proximity to like Woody Allen stardom, being a leading lady, and then like dealing with like these types of relationships in the script. Like for example, like an early scene in the script where Malcolm and Evelyn are talking after the cops leave. In the script, it's supposed to be this thing where Evelyn says, I just want to be done with it. And Malcolm laughs and just walks upstairs and leaves her. But in the episode, he like grabs her face, right? And so like there seems to be this extra, maybe they just all found it on set. Maybe this is extra direct, like this Diane-ness from it and whatever. But like, you know, like it is more intensified. And so she clearly like understands like the nastiness of these relationships here. It's just very interesting changes that ended up being made.
I will say my general overview of liking this episode. I have neglected to say I didn't like the Southern winning the Civil War, the South winning the Civil War, and I would like James to get off. I was hopeful he might get shot.
I want to talk about the getting shot scene when we get to it because it's the revenge of one of my biggest complaints earlier in the first season. Or I think first season. Maybe it was earlier this season. Anyway.
Do you want the log lady
I would
intro?
love that.
A death mask. Is there a reason for a death mask? It is barely a physical resemblance. In death, the muscles so relaxed, the face so without the animating spark. A death mask is almost an intrusion on a beautiful memory. And yet, who could throw away the casting of a loved one? Who would not want to study it longingly as the distant freight train blows its mournful tone?
Do you guys is the phrase death mask something that you guys
Use often.
use often, are familiar with?
I put it together, but it was a new one for me.
You don't hear a lot of people talking about death masks anymore. No.
Yeah,
Not
I
thinking
was
about
kind
it
of with
often.
you. Same boat as you, Atticus. And and I did, and I feel like I read something this week about this episode. And people were talking about like, what do you think about Death Mask? This isn't what you think of, or they seem to be using the term Death Mask as this like pre-existing concept that they were bringing into it too. Like, what did I miss? Where like this is a thing. But
Are they expecting it to be like painted or something?
I don't
trying to
know.
think
I
what
was
else you would
curious if
want.
I'd like missed something about this concept that was like obvious.
Is that's like an Egyptian thing, maybe?
I don't know.
That's not some confidence.
Seems
What do
like
you
the
know
kind of
about
thing you
Egyptians?
maybe you put it on a guy before you put him in the pyramid.
I feel like those are made of gold. I'm getting the sense more that a death mask, here's me projecting my guess on it, is that it's like to preserve their face, whereas like the gold pharaoh stuff was like bring this into the afterlife, enjoy riches in the afterlife.
Well, isn't it? I thought maybe death mask is, to make you look a little good when your face is rotting away.
I think there are probably different things that people. I'm sure there are people who've put masks on people who have died. Does death mask refer to just that general term that can be used across different cultures? Does it specifically refer to like the primary, like, is it an Egyptian thing? Because I don't know. I think we should be clear. It's a Philadelphia thing. The death mask.
It's called a Philadelphia death mask.
That's right.
I imagine it as sort of like the hockey mask from the Friday the 13th movies, where it's just a little light hockey mask-esque thing.
That's kind of how it
how they
appears at the end of this episode.
Eyes Wide Shut style, sort of.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
I was kinda
Everybody
thinking
should
like
be
a
wearing
Day of the
hockey mask
Dead.
in that movie.
I was almost thinking like Day of the Dead, like there may be like flowers on it or like,
That's nice.
Oh yes, the holiday,
yeah.
generally Mexican holiday. Well, I was thinking, I thought you were misnaming.
Okay, Mr. Worldly. Wow.
Mexico primarily.
Like Dawn of the Dead, those movies, Day of the Dead, right?
I was
Is there a
thinking
Day
of
of the
that.
Dead?
I was
Okay.
thinking the Mexican holiday. You were spot on.
Okay, cool.
Malcolm Sloan and Evelyn Marsh speak to the police about James Hurley, pointing the finger at him for the murder of Evelyn's husband, Jeffrey. Donna Hayward and James arrive at Wally's hideout.
Oh wait. Okay. There are Andys everywhere for those with the eyes to see them. We still
Oh
have
my
a
god.
Dumb
Yeah.
cop here.
They're like Jaguar. Oh, I'll just write car.
Yeah. and then
And then the unison walkout.
yes, the unison walk.
Awesome.
That's not in the script.
It's
That's-
not in the script.
that's
That's a great
Diane,
ad.
baby.
And
Yeah.
It's like so like this is not going to get solved. Just these guys will not solve this crime.
I do think like so the little touches like that are in here I end up really liking. Zoe is right that it is like trying too hard, I think.
Yeah.
A little bit. Which kind of is a Diane Keaton thing, I think overall. But it really worked for me in this episode. I found myself really enjoying that. But the walking around with your boys, if we when we all meet up for our live show, this is how we'll walk onto stage. And then they all hang out at the bar like this too.
They all climb into the same cop car
Wait,
like
really?
clowns. No, I don't.
Oh,
think
okay,
so.
but I bet they do.
Yeah. Donna Hayward and James arrive at Wally's hideout, the latter insisting his innocence. Donna suggests they stay on the move to avoid the police, though James believes Evelyn would help them. Donna calls Ed for advice, and a waiter pesters Donna for her drink order.
With her full name too, or it keeps saying like Miss Hayward, right?
Ms. Hayward.
Which I think is that feels threatening
Yeah.
to me. Like it's I think and I kind of think that's the point. Like kind of. First of all, we see the no dames ass arrangement of all of the sailors in the bar, like totally lined up.
Was that what their uniform? Who were those? It was a sailor's uniform.
It
I thought they were milkmen.
It's another one of those ambiguous uniform type things. I am just thinking of the Hail Caesar sequence, but it's a weird thing. Remember we saw those pilots at the Great Northern earlier this season.
Okay.
Maybe there's.
Well, there were sailors there too, right?
Is that what they were? They were sailors there. So maybe this
With
is
the
still
bouncy balls.
Yes, the
Those
bouncing
were
balls.
sailors.
Those were sailors.
Yeah.
So, just sailors in the area. They moved on to Wally's hideout. Maybe I don't know.
Everyone in a uniform is a sailor when you really think about it. They're sailing something.
That's so true.
Let's go back to basics. With the truths there.
I figured James and Donna would simply want to get out of town instead of just going back to the spot, the only spot there
where they found her.
Yeah, but that's fine. And there's interesting background music. It's operatic in this scene.
Donna's way too loyal. She needs to separate.
Yeah,
The background music at the bar does remind me of like college bars where 95% of the time they're all kind of the same, but then sometimes you'd have like a cool off the wall musical act come to town, and suddenly your dive bar is doing opera or something like that. Cool vibe.
I wouldn't make it that night. The opera night at the bar. I couldn't make it that night.
I'm busy.
Bobby Briggs and Shelley Johnson speak to Sheriff Truman and Agent Cooper about an attack by Leo Johnson the previous night. Bobby confirms to them that he and Shelley are having an affair. I don't know if that's how he sees it.
No,
He just says they're together.
he seems to be indicating like they are actually the primary relationship, and that there's maybe Shelley is having an affair.
Maybe he's a little
with
twisted
her
up because
husband.
he's currently having an affair with Audrey.
Yeah.
Confirms that he and Shelley are having an affair, and Hank Jennings had shot Leo just weeks prior. Albert Rosenfield arrives as the couple leaves on direct orders from Gordon Cole, who is worried about Coop with the present danger of Wyndham Earl. He presents a map of where Earl has sent packages containing articles of clothing Carolyn Earl wore on her and Wyndham's wedding night.
Albert does yell at Bobby, "Get a life, punk."
And Bobby is
as he
unable
walks out
to
the door.
respond, which it seems like that's the easiest thing to respond to.
Yeah. Very cool.
I can't see how anyone can dislike this episode with the Bobby Briggs swag at such levels.
You don't want police protection, do you? Like, yes, please. You're never home, and you suck.
And so shout out to Dana Ashbrook as well as Diane Keaton here, or whoever is responsible for this. But the direction of the screenplay is Bobby getting steamed, that's great in here. But then Dana Ashbrook taking that and doing what he does here, so sick. His hat rules. That's great. The hat that he's wearing here, and okay, yeah, Atticus, you brought up Albert's entrance. So good to have a big dick player like him back in the mix. He's the absolute man. And in the screenplay, he goes and warmly greets Cooper.
Did they just misread it?
Maybe they misread it. Maybe I misread it. But I think it's a really great moment. Maybe some of this feels like on set or in rehearsals or something, they find something like this. Oh, this would be a good character moment. These people are very close. Like obviously they inhabit these characters. Maybe they can come up with like this feels right to do this, and it's kind of like a collaborative thing. But I really, really liked that Albert goes and just really warmly embraces Harry,
who is also not surprised at all.
Right, they are boys now, and
the joy of acting. You can just lean over to your scene mate ahead of the scene and just say, okay, says we're going to meet each other warmly. I think we would do a very cool ass multi-part handshake to dap each other up.
Yeah.
And instead of that guy, I think you should do it to me.
And then the other note I had on this scene, speaking of Harry, does anyone else enjoy Harry's brand new voice? He debuts like he sounds completely different. Am I crazy for thinking that?
I wish you had a clip of it because I'm sure you're right, but I'm not remembering it. Was it just like very enthusiastic?
No, it's like lower and more like serious or something. Maybe it's he's putting on for Bobby to do a little bit to try to like get through his skull or something.
And then Albert delivers that incredible line that you have already talked about, but that Coop is committing fashion suicide, but it works on him.
Yes, I think it's him trying to cheer him up. I believe, right? He's don't worry about Wyndham Earl, or I can see that you're changing, but it's working on you. You're a different person now.
It kind of seems like Albert was a jerk until he revealed to everyone that his philosophy is to not be a jerk. And he's like, okay, I'm not a jerk. He just needed to think, like, talk himself through his own philosophy.
A hatchet man in the fight against violence. God, the king.
It's good gaslight strategy. Has he ever done that to people at work or something?
Oh, actually, my whole like thing is that I'm really nice and on top of stuff. So whatever you're experiencing must be wrong.
It would be really fun if someone at work who like just always like in every meeting is like, don't look at me, talk, engage with me, to just suddenly turn into this Albert character and be the life of the work meeting. Leo wakes up to Wyndham playing bamboo flute, and Earl reads off Johnson's criminal record. Leo tries to leave, but Earl takes him as a pawn, placing a shot collar on him and feeding him gruel. Takes him as a pawn.
That's how I imagine all my pawns.
That is
Some
a summary
editorializing.
writer trying to be clever and not being clever.
Very, very weird vibes from Wyndham.
Yeah. Well, how do we feel about Wyndham Earl, you guys?
Well, we've said it before. You know, big time Lost vibes. Big time future show Lost vibes out of
From
him.
the name, yeah.
From the name and the vibe, you know, kind of Lord of the Ringsy. What's the little guy? What's the little guy in the Lord of the Rings called?
There's so many little guys in Lord of the Rings.
Okay, what's the creepy little guy in the Lord of the Rings called?
Gollum?
Gollum. Yeah, there we go. Gollum
seeing it.
vibes. You're not seeing that?
Oh no, okay,
You
fine.
watched
Yeah,
the
I see
movies.
it. When he's like creeping around with his pajamas.
Yeah,
Okay.
playing the little flute.
I don't remember the flute scene in Lord of the Rings, but I do see the.
I can imagine him. Doing that.
What instrument would Gollum play? I'm feeling like he has like kind of more percussionist vibes, like might play timpani.
Every creepy little guy plays a flute, I think. It is. It's a recorder or something
gross.
like that.
The mouth harp. I feel like it is something to
A harmonica.
I think Wyndham is trying too hard.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
doing a little bit too much. And first of all, he looks like Petey from Severance, I think.
He also kind of looks like Pete from this show. Like I feel
also-
like it's too similar.
He's maybe he's probably performing for Leo anyway, but I feel like he's trying to be like, damn, look how like crazy I can be. And he seems to get a particular kick out of Leo's rap sheet when it comes to domestic violence. And again, I'm thinking back to like before we embarked upon this rewatch project, thinking I was so smart for like, yeah, I think there's a domestic violence like theme to Twin Peaks.
I picked on something here.
Yeah. Leo is back in another type of captivity here now with like he's getting the Hassan Piker treatment. I was debating whether I should bring that up or not. Yeah.
I don't know about that one. You guys are gonna have to explain that to me later too.
Some controversy that seemed to be mostly ginned up that he was like electrocuting his dog on street.
Okay, I'll have to look into that. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Any more thoughts on the Gollum's cave scene?
He's being a bit nasty with his flute movements, I think.
Yeah. I like never want to see dicks anywhere. You know, like I never want to be like that looks, but he was like kind of treating it like a dick, being weird.
Yeah. That's not the script either. He decided to do that on his own.
Bring the flute or be creepy with it.
Be creepy with it.
Yeah, the flute is in the script, but rubbing it in that way was
Sure.
not in the script.
That's a wild move to make when it's not called for.
Hey guys, I'm
that's
gonna try something. Check this out.
What if we did a take with
Whoa.
stick to the script on this one?
Diane's like, yeah, I like. You know what? I like that.
Ed Hurley and Norma Jennings lay in bed. I love a full name. Middle of the. I hate to be a critique because, like, if I was writing the summary, it would just be like, I don't know, something's happened. But Ed Hurley,
I loved the Lost ones when they'd be like the remaining survivors of Lost who, as you remember, were stranded on the island 100 episodes ago.
Yeah, reiterating the premise every paragraph.
Ed Hurley, Big Ed, and Norma Jennings lay in bed discussing their troubled relationship with each other, particularly regretting the Christmases where they could not be together. However, they also discussed their hopeful future. Nadine then enters with a trophy for second place at the wrestling district finals. Climbs into bed. Nadine apologizes for Norma for beating up Hank, then starts to leave, but stops and tells the couple that it is fine with her that they are together, as she has been seeing Mike Nelson.
Okay, not to be, well, this is gonna distract us a little bit. Not to be Reddit online guy about this, but I've never thought about this before. Does Big Ed imply that there's a little Ed?
No,
Okay.
he's a.
Very
I feel like some
definitive.
words can just be words, you know, like bigger Ed implies.
That there's a little Ed.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think that's a good, I feel like sometimes there is the implication with some things, you know, like, can I have a, yeah. I
He's
hear
tall
you.
as fuck. That's why they're calling him Big Ed.
Well, yeah, but I know, but you could still be Ed. You could just be Ed, you know?
Sure.
I mean, I get it. I'm just saying.
This is his nickname.
There could be another, maybe there was another Ed at some point.
The duality
And
of
Ed,
Ed.
Yeah.
Are either of you at work have you ever been a Ben blank or a Will?
Oh, like the initial?
Yeah.
on the white Ben.
Yeah. Have you ever had to been
No.
designated as the
Really?
white Ben?
Okay, that seems like
No.
an appropriate work dynamics. The first time I was in like a class with another Will really threw me because I don't know,
Made you
I'm
mad.
never used to it, but I always knew like there was always like 7 Zachs in my class,
Yeah.
right? But there. I just and it wasn't like it was like a summer school class. It was just like a one-off. So I thought like, okay, this is maybe like an opportunity for me to like try something here. And so I said like when they're going through like the the names or whatever, they're like, "Oh, we have two Wills," and I'm like, "Oh, for me, it's actually William." I requested my full name. They're like, "Oh, okay, I'll call you William," and never responded to it. It never felt like my name. It caught me by total surprise every single time.
Did you ever try like Bill or anything like that? Any of those
No.
other ones?
It didn't occur to me until like college that Liam is technically a, I demeaned it.
Interesting. That Will Wheaton guy, did he just take off an extra L? Because I think he's a single L Will.
It's kind of a weird way to do it.
It
Doesn't add anything. I feel like
he's holding it. That's why it's not in his name. I'm trying. I don't know. What do you think? Because he's is he loser? I don't know. I don't really know anything.
I think he might be. I think that's fair.
There you go. That's where the other L is. It's in his hand.
It's up on his forehead. Hi, I'm Will Wheaton.
Hi, Will Wheaton. Okay, can we actually talk about this scene? I thought this was maybe my favorite scene of the episode. This is an extremely sweet conversation between Norma and Ed. It was really
One might
moving.
say tender.
Very tender. And it honestly got me a little teary-eyed thinking about like, yeah, all of the Christmases they never spent together. They seem very much in love. This has been a very, very long time coming for them. And they've built their lives separately from each other, but with each other always in mind. They've never really been able to leave town because the other one's there. You kind of get the sense that Norma would have left Twin Peaks ages ago. They probably would have left Twin Peaks together ages ago, but they both kind of orbited each other. Their gravitational pull kept them in Twin Peaks forever, and there was always this kind of picture of each other, this yearning. There was like in grief for it never happening, and hope that it could still. But it's always defined by the other's absence in their lives, despite wanting them to be in their lives. And then they've flipped the switch, and they've spent decades, like living that other. That other path with each other in the periphery, never as the main, and they're kind of like feeling it all come rushing into them these last 20 years of like, wow, what could have been, but they also feel like brand new at the same time, like we could make a new life together. It was really moving scene. I thought it was very, very sweet. And I also really enjoyed too that like Nadine basically blesses them here, even though like she's dealing with stuff like her whole thing, I guess. Yeah. But I'm glad that like the will they won't they, and then they do with Ed and Norma. We could get another. Another version of the show could be another like 10 episodes of like, oh, how do we tell Nadine, or how do we sneak around Nadine about this or whatever. But like Nadine literally busts the door down. And
Ed's like, I'll talk to her now. And they just stay in bed.
Yeah.
Nice, dude.
And she blesses them. Also, yeah, the little story about like being very disappointed about only winning second place. She got disqualified for using an illegal move. How do you get second place? Were there two people in the tournament?
Or they were like,
maybe you just get disqualified from your
for that
final
match. And you're like, you forfeit that.
It wasn't
matchup.
Illegal until the last match.
Did she say she used it the whole time? Did I miss
maybe
that?
She didn't use it. She didn't say she used it the whole time.
I assume, okay, that makes more sense.
She saved it in her back pocket and then used it.
And what was the movie? It was like the airplane
crash,
launch, or airplane crash.
Yeah, yeah. So it was something like that. It was like the airplane crash. Yeah, I don't know. Nosedive.
Nice.
Koopa and Truman question Josie Packard about the murder of Jonathan Kumaji. However, she will not speak of her involvement. As Koopa gets more coffee, Pete Martell arrives with Josie's dry cleaning. He hands it over to Cooper to answer the phone, and Cooper takes a fiber sample from one of Josie's coats. Josie answers the phone. Thomas Eckert on the other end. Catherine interrupts, welcoming Eckert to Twin Peaks.
Truman and Josie touch each other's hands under the table, and Cooper's like, "Oh, I'll go get some more coffee."
She's from Budapest. That's what Pete says. That was too Gordon Cole, but
What are the two words he knows? Paprika.
Paprika and
goulash.
goulash.
I don't know how you're spending 20 minutes trying to get your dry cleaning
Here's
order.
the receipt.
Your ticket, the receipt, use the names. Like, those are going to be the same across languages, too. Like, I feel like, Pete, you're doing something wrong if it's taking you this long.
Was this the shot that had like just Josie doing some like interpretive dance for like 30 seconds? Like there was like a scene when she's like sitting across the table and they're doing lots of just like her like that.
Oh, she wasn't actually doing a dance.
No, she was just like,
Oh, yeah, I think this would have been the one.
okay,
Or it could have been the other.
a little bit later. It's like, stop it, please stop.
The heaviest dry cleaning of all time.
Yeah, what the hell?
It's a lot.
I got my
Did you
chainmail.
guys go to the dry cleaner?
No.
Yeah.
Interesting.
This
A house divided. Yeah. What are you taking to the dry cleaner?
stuff that can't go in the washing machine.
Sure, but what?
Coats, suits.
How often? Yeah, how often though? You wearing a suit every day?
What the aggression
You have to wear
here.
a suit every day if you go dry cleaning
No,
ever.
I'm just wondering how often you go to the dry cleaner.
Usually it's like, oh man, I've got an event I need to be wearing these clothes for, and it's been since the last nice event that I wore that. So I need to go get them cleaned. So like it's
That's crazy.
on occasion.
Crazy.
Ben, how often are you going to the dry cleaners?
I don't go. I really don't go. Ever.
Got a dirty slash.
I used to go when I was a kid, but as an adult, I don't go.
Of course.
I mean,
this is the craziest
Was this like-
version of the dry cleaner.
Oh my god. Okay, so it would be like Friday night sleepover, watching football with the boys. Saturday morning, wake up early, pick up our dry cleaning.
I
Were you
went to
going
the
to
dry
the dry
cleaner
cleaner as a kid more? What?
with my mom. With my mom, but to drop off my own clothes, with her.
Okay.
What kind of clothes?
Suits and
My little sailor outfit, of course.
So you had more suit usage as a kid, as an adult?
no, it was coats. I was gonna say sports coats too, but yeah,
He knew he shouldn't.
I knew I shouldn't. Yeah,
My vests,
winter coats, sweaters, things of that nature. Yeah, but I don't go
Stuff you
anymore.
got from the Horn department store.
Yeah,
that Dick procured for me.
I just wanted to know. It's like people don't. Apparently, I know we're not generation believers here. That's pseudoscience to us, I think, in
Yeah.
general. But they say, the millennials don't really like sort their clothes. I do like I do a load of whites and black clothes, but that's about it. But a lot of people they don't split their clothes anymore, but older people do, I just kind of wondered if it was like that. Going to the dry
I'm splitting
cleaner.
my clothes.
You do?
Yeah.
What about what
Lights and
Okay.
lights and darks.
lights and darks? Okay. Well, yeah, I guess that's about it. My mom would do like down to the color, basically.
Where does she put a shirt like what you're wearing?
I mean, what's the primary color? I guess for
Blue.
this it's kind of blue. Yeah. Yours is like black or something, I think. Will's is Will's is a gray, like a white
colder
or
nowhere.
gray or something. Yeah.
Showing off.
Yeah.
We'll do
Because they've
shapes
got
next.
those. They've got like in-house. You ever see those? I see them at Costco sometimes. They've got like it's like a closet for your a closet for your clothes now, and I think it's kind of like in-home dry cleaning or something. Now, do you know what I'm talking about? I see
No.
those sometimes. I think, ooh, someday, maybe I'll get myself one of those. It's like a
I
third thing that sits next to your washer and dryer. It'll be like tall, and you can just like put your like your coat or something on like a hanger and put it in there, and it does its thing. I don't know what that thing is, but it does its thing, and then no more dry cleaner.
Costco sounds like the promised land. You guys are always talking about what you're seeing at Costco. Let me get
It's
my.
Costco is kind of the shit.
it is fun. It is
It,
fun.
it's kind of like I get like a sick pleasure out of it in the same way that like I'm watching football does a little bit. It's kind of like the NFL and Costco are sort of like American excess capitalism
It's the only place it's
that
still.
where it worked, like suburban sprawl like ended up like actually delivering something that like at some level, like I don't know, maybe like someone who was like really into going to like to Vegas for a while like would have a similar feeling, but like okay, there is only there is Costco is delivering something that only like this sick society like could end up delivering. Although, you know what, something really nice about it is I really like how there aren't a million different versions of stuff. I
Well,
really
I was waiting to jump in, and now I'm just gonna and it's Costco's kind of like. Do you ever see like a conservative person ends up in Cuba? I don't know what I mean by that, but and they take a picture of the
I think I
grocery
know what you're
store.
doing over there, Benny
They- they-
Johnson.
They're like, oh, I went to the grocery store in Cuba, and look, they only have one kind of
Peanut butter.
garbanzo bean,
Yeah, no,
or
that's the
whatever.
dream.
But that's like what Costco is. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a private company, or I don't know if they're publicly traded, something like. It's a company in the U.S., but it's basically what like socialist grocery store would look like if they rolled it out across the U.S. Like there's one of everything. But
Yeah,
it's kind of
it's like
fun.
the one type of thing, but then you get it in large quantities, right? That's
Yeah.
the vibe.
And it is cheap for everybody who goes there. $1.50 hot dog drink thing.
There is something about though that like like parking in like the mega parking lot. We got this down to a science a little bit, or like this is the most optimized suburban consumption that we've been able to manufacture as a society. That like I do feel a little gross doing it, but it does kind of work.
My parking lot protest is I refuse to be one of the people that like wait for folks to pull out of their parking spot near the front, like near the store. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like there'll be people who wait like for like 5 minutes just so that somebody like 2 spots away from
That's
the front
so
entrance.
goofy.
It's
I like to
annoying.
park very far away from the store.
Oh yeah, my protest: park in the furthest spot and then make my wife walk all the way,
that's
walk with
crazy.
me all the way to the front. But yeah,
It's like
insane.
you're gonna be doing a lot of walking in Costco,
Anyway.
so
Yes.
like
Buckle
you're
up.
not shaving like proportionally that many steps off of things. You might as well park where it's going to be like much less stressful to put your groceries or whatever in your
Oh my God,
car.
people like stress tolerance. I don't know if people have like higher stress tolerances or like they don't realize that they can't cope with it until they're not coping with it, or like I'm too avoidant because I'm hearing you exactly, and I'm like, why don't you just park way away
No.
instead of fighting and feeling anxious?
You know what the answer is? People aren't gonna like me saying this.
You got to live in a state where there's guns, because that'll make it all less.
What?
It'll make it less. Imagine if you were at Costco in Texas and everybody was doing open carry. Wouldn't you feel so much safer and less stressed out? Okay, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, we're enlightened. They're basically animals, like the cattle that we live amongst. That we in a more righteous society.
They don't
we
like
would
it
be
when I say
ruling
it.
over. They don't. For some reason, they get a little upset when you mention their bleating and their braying. You're like, "You- back to the farm, piggy." But no, yeah, I think you exactly nailed it, Atticus. Like they don't realize that they are stressed out until they just can't handle it,
And then they just yell at their spouse.
fucking freak out. Yeah.
The show about the show, sponsored by Costco. Now back to the show.
This is I'm sorry, Costco, for this transition, but believing himself to be General Robert E. Lee, Benjamin Horn muses about his experiences to Johnny and his employees. Dr. Jacoby had believed that his exposure to the public would help him return to normal, but finds that it does not. Jerry tells Audrey that they should take advantage of Ben's situation for business purposes. Audrey requests Jacoby to bring her father back.
Kind of interesting dynamic here, but then it seems to be resolved by the end of the episode. Presumably, it'll be that won't just be like a throwaway scene. But I guess I mean I like Boss Audrey, Audrey in charge. I think we gotta call out. We see Johnny again.
Here's Johnny.
Here's Johnny, indeed. I don't know.
Boss Audrey.
I think we.
Oh yes, when she's still wearing normal clothes. That's what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's like,
Is
I win
Bo-
either way.
Is Boss Hogg? Is that the name of a character from the Dukes of Hazzard?
I don't know.
If
I
you
should
just
go
check
down,
the
I should go
poster on my
downtown and
wall.
ask everybody who's going to that bar what they think about that. But I mean, that sounds like I've heard Boss Hogg.
I mean, because that's what she turns into later on. It is. Most famously, the corrupt county commissioner from the Dukes of Hazzard. Okay.
Okay.
Is the bad guy in Dukes of Hazzard a good guy?
It's good question.
There's that pesky Abraham Lincoln that we're pissed at.
Well, we get that in this episode too. The Twin Peaks, Abe Lincoln
Yeah.
diss.
I don't think we have too much. I don't have much more to. I think we've basically covered the Ben Horn Civil War arc.
Yeah.
And the analysis.
Sure.
Refer to what Eli said a few weeks ago.
I like the public just being like people paid to be marchers. Like that's not the public. I don't know. I got a drum
Also,
line
exposure
in here.
to the public, I think, is something that you usually get in trouble for anyway.
Right, yeah. But Dr. Jacoby has definitely recommended that before as well. Donna approaches Evelyn at Wally's hideout, asking why she has framed James for murder. Malcolm shows up and threatens Donna to stay uninvolved. Yeah. That
Wrap it up.
happens.
Wrap
yeah.
it up. Wrap up the James and Donna and Evelyn and Jeffrey stuff. Let's go. I think this could have been 2 episodes shorter, and I would have been a much stronger defender of the James season 2 plot line. But this is we I feel like if I'm gonna knock this episode, it's gonna be for like we keep cutting back and forth. It feels like between like another Confederacy thing scene or another Civil War scene, another James scene that we're not getting really too much advanced for, or we're not really advancing either of these plot lines too much. There is an owl statue at Wally's Hat though. Interesting, I guess.
There's a what?
An owl statue at the bar.
Oh, yeah. Just stay uninvolved. Albert compares fibers found from outside. Well, what he does is he does like a slideshow.
Very
which
cool.
is great. Yeah. Albert compares fibers found outside Cooper's room after a shooting and the ones Cooper extracted from Josie's coat, and presents the likelihood of her guilt in Jonathan's murder. Cooper requests Albert to say nothing to Harry until they are sure of her guilt. Say nothing.
with the big 30 over his head, over his face.
Why did he do that? Was that anything to anyone?
Probably no reason. Normally directors don't do that.
He's 30 years old.
Probably no. Okay. All fine.
Secret code.
So are we learning here that Josie shot Cooper? What the heck?
Josie.
Atticus, how do you feel about that?
I'm honestly getting a little mixed up if I read a spoiler or not, and I can't remember if I have or not, so I don't want to say who I thought it was, but this does seem surprising to me too. And I can't remember if that's because I'm like learning that now or like accidentally read something.
Okay. Regardless, Albert goes God mode in this scene.
Oh, Albert the God. He needs to be in every. I don't know why they decided to not have him in. Well, maybe it's wise, so it's
A special
so I
treat.
enjoy it when I see him, but I missed him. Any more on the scene?
Not for me.
Nope.
Harry tells Cooper that the murder victim was Eric Powell, whose surname was that of Caroline. Cooper tells Harry about Earl's method of using chess, explaining that whenever he takes a piece off from the board, someone is killed. They decide to employ a local expert at chess.
Wait, there's a local expert at chess right here in Twin Peaks? Who could that be?
Are you guys familiar with like stalemates in chess?
Oh yeah, I'm trying to be the resident chess expert. Oh yeah, I forgot
Local
you
chess-
are. Never mind.
No.
Is that when you neither of you, you could just go back and forth between two spaces or something?
It's when the king is not in check, but there's no move you can make that doesn't put your king in check. And I feel like doing that with a full board of pieces is mind-boggling to me.
But you can. I did my research. You can,
Okay.
which was very cool to look at, I guess. Yeah. I saw there's I don't think it's mathematically proven or whatever, but there's a known like 10 moves to
Really?
like it's like the fastest stalemate that you can get to within 10 moves, but that loses pieces. And there's a way to get to stalemate without any capturing from either side that you can get to within 12 moves, which
Wow.
is a lot more impressive to me. Yeah.
What's it called? Is there a term for this? When like, can you even get to this point? I'm not a chess guy. I ask the gallery here. Can you get to the point where like all of your pieces, everyone's pieces have been captured except for the king? So the only two pieces on the board
Yes.
remaining are kings.
Yes.
And then
And a checkmate?
or just like, can you just like, there's no, the game just goes on
stalemate
forever.
then.
Yeah.
That's a
You're
stalemate.
just there's stalemate then.
Okay.
Not because that happened, but a king couldn't checkmate a king. It's like it is automatically that, but it's not like if there's
Sure.
just like
You're not necessarily in a position that would otherwise, yeah. But yeah, there's nothing that can happen.
Okay. Pete being the chess expert is
I like it.
amazing. I love that.
It's a good idea.
Great idea. I mean, Pete might be. I feel like I'm related to Pete. I don't know what. Like, I like treasure him very dearly.
It's like he was like a
Very
family
proud
friend
of
that you
him for
heard
being good.
about a long time, and now you're seeing him on screen. You're like, did you know Pete can? I wonder if it's because we've heard like there was a fish in the percolator for so long
could
that
be.
like, oh, it's. I didn't know he's good at chess too.
Yeah, but I'm like very like proud of Pete for being good at chess.
At the Double R Diner, Pete wins 3 concurrent games against Toad, Cooper, and Dr. Hayward.
Have we seen Toad?
Toad's around. Toad's been around
Where
I
have
don't
we
think we-
seen Toad?
in the diner. And I think somebody in the diner has called him by his name before.
Okay.
He attends the hearing of Leland Palmer at the Roadhouse as well. So,
All right.
he agrees to help out with the investigation. Shelley comes to the diner and asks Norma for her job back, which Norma approves with no hesitation. Happy to have her back. Let's get this ice cream cone cleaned up.
Who up polishing the ice cream cone?
We're so busy, we gotta polish the ice cream cone. If you're doing that, I don't know think you need any help.
You guys can head home early, I think. All that is left is to polish the cone. I'm very glad Shelley's coming back to the diner.
Yeah.
This is like the only positive environment she has in her life. Very good.
Harry then speaks privately with Norma. Harry does this in a weird way.
Frames within frames. Lots of frames within frames this episode. Another Diane's trick, they say.
He tells her that Hank will be in prison for a long time due to his various parole violations. So I expect to see no more Hank. Okay?
And that's the last of Hank.
Thoughts
I will
on-
actually be disappointed if it's the last of Hank. He was pulling Dinklage duty, I think, by carrying some of the slumpier bits of Twin Peaks season 2. Like, well, at least Hank beating up on Ernie is
Ooh,
fun.
yeah.
Are we done with Ernie? I feel like we might be done with Ernie.
Wonder if his like electric sweating gave him a heart attack or something. Thomas Eckert arrives at the Blue Pine Lodge to dine with Catherine, discussing his rivalry with Andrew Packard. These two were made for each other. I feel like they might just enjoy each other's company more than, you know.
Yeah, Catherine is spiritually South African.
He then reveals that he arranged to have him killed because of his obsession with Josie, him being Andrew Packard.
They're dining on a big pig head.
Yeah, that sounds awful. They're also discussing selling Josie to Thomas, I would say. That's missed in the summary.
Yep.
So,
No
trafficking.
good. I would like to have to, you know, like I think I would like to see Josie have a bit more agency. Things seem to just kind of be happening to her constantly. I need something to kind of happen with her story.
Yeah, I'm ready for something to happen or to get away from me. James returns to the Marsh home, asking.
James bursts in.
He's so unlikable in this scene. James returns to the Marsh home and asks Evelyn why she had him framed. She says that she did it for the money and out of fear, but says that she also had a genuine attraction for James, which appears to be mutual.
That's a weird, much more articulate way of saying it than
him like pushing her over and kissing her.
I like how you taste too. Is what he says.
Oh my god. Am I the only one who hates James at this point?
No.
I know I think it sounds like Reddit does also, which is unfortunate, but
widely despised.
On the show here, am I the only one of the three of us that hates James?
No.
I don't hate James. I think there's lots of interesting stuff happening with his story, honestly. I think that do I hate James? I think he starts as somebody he's naive and he's reacting to the world and learning all of the wrong things because of the rottenness that extends in the world. I think what he's learning here is that to be a man means to be violent to women. That's kind of what he's learned from his escape out of Twin Peaks here. And he is trying it out on Evelyn here a little bit. Clumsily and weirdly and confusedly in the way that only James Hurley can. And of course, I don't like that. I think that's awful. I think it's a tragic story of somebody who could have gone a different direction had there not been like either people just totally asleep at the wheel in his life, which I like Ed, but like seems like
Yo, why are you $12, kid?
yeah, what's going on with him that way? And yeah, just like lack of like good role models or influence, and the only like inputs he's getting, he's like rightly like disturbed by the state of the world, but isn't getting any answers for like how to fix it or do anything. I mean, you kind of just listen to Donna for some, but of course
Right.
that's out of that's out of mind. He seems to be operating. I don't know like what levels of like patriarchy he's like trying to like struggle through. Where like, oh, he could maybe be a good enough guy who just like never listens to women if it wasn't for all of the toxicity, extra toxicity in Twin Peaks. Or like, could he have ever been like somebody who earnestly and honestly sees a woman as an equal? I don't know. But I do think that like his he embodies a sort of like adolescence becoming an adult thing, trying to learn about the world and reacting against it and learning the wrong lessons from it. I think that's a tragic story, and like who you become on the other side of that is not somebody who I would particularly want to spend time with.
That's fair. Ben, do you have any thoughts on this scene?
No, I hate James for no articulate reason. Ableist reason. He's got too big of a forehead, and that annoys me.
His jacket annoys me.
That's a good
These are
one too.
things that I like about him. As a fellow big forehead haver and guy who wants to have a cool jacket, I like James for those reasons.
Ben, Audrey, Jerry, Bobby.
Wait, is that the end of the... Are we going to talk more about what happens with the James?
Oh, which appears to be mutual. Missed one sentence that explains the rest of like this like very intense scene, which I don't think is fair. However, Malcolm incapacitates James, planning to kill James, making up a story to go along with it. Okay, and I think we'll return to that.
We will return?
Later.
Okay.
Yeah. Ben, Audrey, Jerry, Bobby, and Jacoby reenact the surrender at how do you say where?
Appomattox.
Thank you. However, in their version of the reenactment, General Grant, played by Jacoby, a very like everyone's got great costume, you know, for the situation, and also the short notice, I would say. Played by Jacoby, surrenders. Ben collapses, and when he comes to, he believes that the Civil War reenactment was a dream, and everyone's like, "Fuck yeah, Ben! Yes, Ben!"
Nice.
Which I feel like they should like get him quickly out of the room. I don't know. I feel like they don't know what they're doing. But that's just me.
When he comes to and he's like, "Why are you guys all in costumes?" They're like,
He's in on the joke.
Ben.
It's like he's not
Like,
in on the
I
joke.
feel like we could really use some grounding clarity here.
Okay, Ben, 5 things you can feel. I need 5 things you can see.
Right. Bobby
No.
Bugle Boy is a fun running bit in this episode too. Also, when he first shows up earlier in the episode, and he's like, "Sorry, some like or I don't. What does he say? Like some motorcycle gang tried to steal his jacket or something." I like really liked his Confederate jacket.
I feel like I don't like the line when he's like, "Wait, I thought the North won," because I kind of feel like Bobby wouldn't know that.
I do. I kind of like it because I think he would know it, but also like only kind of know it, right? Like it's not where like he has to like copy somebody's answer about like who won the Civil War. Like
He's like, he's pretty sure, but
right, yeah. Like it's like yes, we're all on the same page that this is not how it went down. He's like, wait, This doesn't seem 100%.
Earl puts on a disguise as he has Leo transcribe a message to be given to Donna, Shelley, and Audrey.
His disguise is extremely Sean Connery as a Japanese guy, and You Only Live Twice.
Wow. Okay, I'm very glad you said that. Did anyone else think that he was going to be putting on Catherine's Japanese man? I thought that was like literally exactly what he was doing.
I do feel a little fatigued by the
Another fucking disguise. Could you people get it together?
And then
Imping
just-
around.
It's a little much. Okay, back at the mansion, Malcolm tries to convince Evelyn to get her prints on the gun he plans to kill James with. No. You're gonna kill someone with that gun? I ain't getting my prints on it. I feel like whatever your ruse is, I'm not interested. Like, you know, talk to me for hours. I'm not getting the prints on the gun you're gonna shoot someone with.
You know, is Jeffrey, or sorry, not Jeffrey, is Malcolm perhaps dark horse candidate for the dumbest guy in the show? Like, I feel like he's mega dumb.
I mean, he does make James more likable to me because he's maybe the most dislikable person
Yeah.
in this part of the show. Yeah. Very stupid guy.
Donna then arrives, pleading for James' life. As Malcolm demands the gun from her, Evelyn shoots him and then mutters the true story behind his and Jeffrey's death.
What did I say like 15 episodes ago about running to someone who's in trouble instead of poking your head in? Don't run to them. She does it in the most extreme case. I said this exact same thing. James is on the ground. Two people standing above him, pointing a gun at him. Donna runs into the room, down to his level.
Past the gun.
Past the gun. Now under the gun. So she's now literally
She basically
under
goes,
the gun.
let me scooch by you into the line of fire.
Yeah.
How does this interact with run, hide, fight?
Yeah, I gotta
Rush
say,
the gunman and then be vulnerable.
she should have attended your self-defense class, Ben.
Yes,
The
100%.
poke your head in method remains undefeated.
What's going on?
Assess. And had she called the police? Because like that wasn't a bad bit of leverage to say. Like it's too late. This
No way.
isn't gonna work. She hadn't. Okay.
Yes, I'm just.
Because like she thought of it instantly to the point that there's no cell phones.
She did some espionage earlier where she switched conversations as the cop passed her on the phone. I think she can think quickly on her feet, as far as coming up with something to say, but maybe not when it comes to whether or not to run
Actions to take.
Yeah, into the line of fire.
Koopa looks at the photo of Carolyn as Earl passes behind him, delivering a message for Audrey to the hotel's front desk. Dale goes to his room. Wild switch up to be calling Cooper Dale, but Dale goes to his room.
Hi, Dale. sorry, is that Dale? It doesn't look like a Dale.
Cooper goes to his room where he finds a death mask of Carolyn along with a tape-recorded message from Wyndham.
By God, is that a death mask? It's actually me when I'm tucked in for a long winter's nap all the way up.
When I've had some sleepy time tea.
Mm-hmm. Very cozy.
Belaying the mental Shostakovich or whatever in my mind.
Yeah.
Extreme. Future movie. Yes, definitely at this point. Future movie, Eyes Wide Shut vibes going on here.
It's about that time of year for a bit of an EWS.
I just got the new 4K Eyes Wide Shut. Got to go watch that tonight, I think.
Ooh.
Literally just got it in the mail yesterday.
Nice. Very nice.
You guys are very interested in that movie.
What?
Just noticing how interested you two are in that movie.
It's a really
Yeah.
good movie.
Watching it with a concerned look on our face.
Shaking my head so people know I don't agree with the masked
That's
attendees.
terrible.
No,
Sick.
don't go in there, Tom. All right,
I do have to do that with Shelly all the time because she's always asking me questions when I'm watching a movie like that. I'm like, does Tom Cruise, he's a bad guy? Is he really a bad guy? Is he a pedophile in this? No, Shelly, he's doing this disapproving. He's attending the ball.
He's the white hat
disapprovingly.
pedophile.
He is. Yeah.
Okay. What does Wyndham Earl even say on the thing? I'm already sick of Wyndham Earl's shit. I gotta say, like he just showed up, but like whatever this is, I don't give a fuck.
What does he say? Ben, you just finished it, right?
Oh, well, I forgot. I
Okay.
finished it.
Is
I
it like,
just finished
"I
it, but that
got
was
you
an hour ago.
now. Here it comes. I'm gonna be scheming on you.
Spooky.
Right. Okay.
Checkmate.
Could be.
You can just say that in chess, to win.
It's like it's kind of an unknown Uno rule, but if you say checkmate,
It's all over.
And then the episode ends. Right? That's the end of it?
fade to Laura Palmer.
So we haven't mentioned Laura Palmer. No one has mentioned Laura Palmer in the last few episodes. So like we're in a post Laura era.
Yeah.
All right.
Can you imagine the guy who's tuning in just for the past couple episodes? Like who is this prom queen? Who's this prom queen at the end of every episode?
And that's my only question.
All right, folks, let's move into the superlatives. We've got wool or outfit of the episode. Do we have any nominations that we'd like to present?
Maybe it was something in that pile of dry cleaning for Catherine.
It was hidden.
Trying to get her numbers up. Can't say.
Does Thomas Eckhart have like a nice tie and cummerbund?
He's
like
got
a tropical almost.
He's got it's not. I wouldn't call it nice. It looks pretty garish to me. Honestly.
Yes, garish. Was fair.
But
Striking.
our taste can vary. I guess it's cute. You think that's nice?
It's so funny to be like that's garish on this show.
What? Whatever. Some of these outfits rule, and some of them are not good.
I guess we could give it to just Cooper. I know he's been wearing that for a while, but Albert gave out the.
It's a
superlative.
diegetically good fit.
Yeah.
I want to. It could be Cooper. I gotta say, Cooper has not been like killing it lately. I haven't been like terribly impressed by him or Kyle MacLachlan's performance. It's kind of been a little.
Let's get the suit back
little
on.
Rote for a while. Yeah.
Maybe Bobby with the jacket, the Letterman
Bobby's jacket. Bobby's hat. I want to, just bring up in conversation Jacoby's suit before he dresses up as the general. He has got is it like a checkered suit? He's got some good high waisted pants, and
he's got the fish tie today too.
Yeah,
the dead fish tie, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, I think ultimately the whole outfit doesn't work for me, but the suit, jacket, and coat, or the pants and coat are kind of working for me on that front. But Bobby's hat that he wears in the interrogation, I think. Yeah, I don't have a strong outfit. I mean, Donna's wearing the same thing she did last episode, which rocks the fringe jacket, which is nice, but nothing big.
Nothing big.
star of the episode. Any nominations? I think we've got a couple strong contenders.
Pete?
Sure.
Albert, I think.
I'm thinking
is an
Albert
obvious one.
and Bobby are the two big
Okay.
ones for me.
I'll go with you.
And Pete would be a third, I think. It's more like the character Pete that wins. For this, I think the two like the Miguel Ferrer and Dana Ashbrook performances are like, oh, these guys get a chance to chew the scenery here. Although honestly, the conversation, I'm not going to be able to pull their Peggy Lipton and whoever plays Big Ed, like their conversation, like they honestly did a very good job in that scene. So I don't know.
Ben
Why
did
not?
look
Why? I don't support Big Ed or Norma.
He did not look very supportive. Like after you
when
said
you guys
that.
were talking. Yeah, but I support the big-hearted, his big-hearted wife and her strong arms.
Ripping the door off.
Yeah, nice. Okay.
Maybe she's my character of the episode.
You know what? Wendy Robbie does deliver a very interesting, good one scene performance here, where she's where I have a hard time telling like how much of like the real Nadine is in this performance. I honestly think all of it. I think this is earnestly felt, still filtered through like a memory like ish or whatever, but I think that she is processing her feelings similarly to how Ben is processing his feeling. Like, you know, the Jacoby method in the world of Twin Peaks, the Jacoby method has its merits, I suppose. You just like entertain their delusions, I guess, and they'll work through their feelings in a subliminal way, I suppose. But yeah, she delivers it like a truthful, emotionally truthful performance, and so I think that would not be an illegitimate star of the episode. I'm gonna give this episode a 4. I think we failed to rate last week's episode, but I really like this episode. Gave me a lot to think about.
It's a light 4. So it's a 4, but lightly.
A 4, but I'm saying it in a smarter way than you.
I'd say a tepid and considered 3 stars.
Okay.
Which I feel like is probably even smarter than your 4s, because I'm probably thinking of something that dropped at 2 stars that you guys didn't think about.
Fair enough. I got it. Diane, you had the juice. Congratulations. I'm sure you're in hell right now due to your various transgressions while you were alive. But this episode wasn't one of them. Folks, thanks for listening to this show. You can check us out over on patreon.com/Dr. Skeleton. Where we got bonus content. We got our very big show, our very big 2020 best of 2025 show coming up. You don't want to miss. Be thinking of be excited for that. You can email us drskeletonsartschool@gmail.com and tell us whether or not you think Diane Keaton is in hell. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Next week we will be watching season 2, episode 16, also known as episode 23 of Twin Peaks. Thank you for listening to the show. Goodbye. This is a brand new Extra Good podcast. Learn more at brandnewextragood.com.